Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is your girl Shanika Marie, and we are back with another video. Y'all, I felt led to hop on really quick to just tell y'all a little bit of, well, kind of bring y'all into something that I'm studying in the Bible. And I felt led to share what all the revelation that God has been giving me today. So I believe that this is for someone, and maybe it's for you. So if I'm completely honest, I'm a person who struggles with confidence. Sometimes I feel like my past disqualifies me, if I'm saying that correctly. I feel like sometimes my story can be too broken to be used, if that makes sense. So I struggle with that. And so today I was literally asking God, like, Lord, just show me something in the Bible. Like, I really want to overcome this. So can you just lead me to a story in the Bible that speaks directly to this? And he led me to the book of Exodus and just Moses' story. And so I learned so much. And here's how I know that this ain't the power of God, because this morning, he told me to go to Exodus and read about Moses. And then tonight I was reading in my devotional, and guess what it was about, y'all? Moses' story. I'm like, okay, Lord, you speaking something. And I just felt led to share this for someone who also struggles with confidence, and you just feel like your weaknesses always show up and you just never feel good enough. If we're going to be completely honest, feeling good enough is something that I struggle with a lot. And so I just wanted to share a few of the revelations that God gave me, and I pray that it encourages you on your journey. If you feel not good enough and you just feel like, your past somehow disqualifies you from the calling that God has on your life. So something that I wanted to share was, and this was kind of like an affirmation to myself and just some revelations that I wrote down. But God knows about my weaknesses. However, he still wants to use me to bring glory to his name. And also, he knows about my fears. He knows about my shortcomings. He knows about it all. But he still wants to use me to show others that it's possible. And this is why, one of the reasons why I wanted to get on here, just to show someone it's possible, because this is something that I'm struggling with, but I feel led to share while I'm in the middle, to show others that it's possible for you to show up in your weaknesses. And a huge revelation that God gave me was when reading about the story. And if you want to read about the story of Moses, it starts in Exodus, but I'm particularly talking about Exodus 3, and I'm reading from Exodus 3. And so in chapter 4, actually, I think, yeah, God was saying, like, well, what's in your hand, Moses? What do you have in your hand? And Moses said, like his staff. And so in my study Bible, it was asking me, what do you feel like you have in your hand that can be used by God? And I feel like my story is the thing that God wants to use. My testimony is what God wants to use. My wisdom that I've learned from the past, my past mistakes, the things that I've been through, like all of that stuff is what God wants to use this. And so God showed me that my story, my testimony is going to be evidence for people. First of all, that God is real and that he cares and he sees us, right? And also my testimony and my story is going to show experience, because I don't know about you, but sometimes I can't relate to people if they got like this, not saying that if someone who ain't really been through nothing, not saying that's a bad thing, but I don't really relate to people. I relate to people who have been through similar stuff that I've been through and have gotten, through it, or maybe they're still going through it. You kind of still walking together, through it. But I can relate to someone who's been through something, and especially been through the things that I've been through. You relate to that experience, and also, like, I'm a real life example for others. Like, when you tell your story and your testimony and, you share your wisdom, you're like a real live testimony for people, like a walking testimony, and so it was just so good so good to, you know, just have this revelation to remind myself, like, the thing that God is using, that he has placed in my hands for me to use, is my story. And that is why I actually started this YouTube channel. Like, this was a leap of faith, but I knew that God wanted me to start a YouTube channel so I can share my story and basically, you know, share about the experiences and also the wisdom that he has given me, you know. So I don't know. I felt led to come on here. I believe that this is for someone, and I just want to affirm someone who doesn't feel good enough. They feel less than. I want to let you know that I see you. I've been there. Some days I'm still in there with you, you know, but I have to remind myself that I'm enough because Christ says that I am. Man may not see me. Man may not think that I'm, you know, I'm enough, but God says that I'm enough. He says that I'm chosen. And so I have to remind myself of that when, you know, I start to feel not good enough. And so I want to remind someone that you are chosen. God chose you. And I believe that you're watching this video for a reason. And I also want to tell you that you're the perfect candidate to be used for the kingdom. If your past isn't the best, if your past is messy, you are the perfect candidate for God to use for his glory and for his kingdom, okay? So I know this video is a little bit different than normal. I was going to, you know, I was like, I need to prepare this a little bit more before I get on camera. But I'm like, you know what, God, I'm going to be obedient. I ain't got no makeup on. I'm literally about to go to bed, but I really felt led to cut my light on so y'all can see me and to share this word. So I pray that this word was for you, and I pray that you got something out of it. Most importantly, I pray that you feel seen, loved, and heard, you know, through God, through me speaking my story. I pray that God is speaking to you through me. Okay. So I hope y'all have a great night, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Peace.